We are going to talk Eagles. We are going to talk. I know, Rob, you hate it, and guess what? I don't care. We are going to talk Foles versus Wentz. I'm going to take my stance. Hollis is going to take his stance. Brett Favre is going to take our stance. Jay is going to say something about how much he loves Carson, and Tony's going to stay omnipotent, which is pretty much how this show is going to run for the rest of the fucking season. But besides that, all right, well, let's get into it. All right, first of all, people might think at this point, based on what we do, all right, we're all part of the Green Legion family here now. It's bigger than me, which, is funny because my gut is fucking huge right now. But I hope to represent everybody in saying at this point in time, hey, I got to say nothing but great things about them and what they were able to accomplish based on adversity. They resurrected a dead season.
Hell yeah.
I'm normally the guy that wants to scream and holler at the fucking rain and be pissed off at the world, but I can't be. I can't be. They were, well, as you all know, I tried to move down here about a week and a half ago, and that didn't fucking happen. Because I pretty much made my reservation right after that Cowboys game. And in all fairness, I'm going to say this as well. I think we may have watched the Super Bowl on Sunday.
Yeah.
I believe whoever came out of that was going to win, and I'll say that right now, and I'll stake my claim on the fact that I think the Saints are going to run with this. I don't think Sunday's game between the Saints and the Rams is even going to be close. I know that's difficult to say that after the game they've already played in the regular season.
Right.
But I think Sean Payton is a good coach. I think Hollis likes Sean Payton.
I like Sean Payton, yeah.
You played for him.
Yep, for three years.
I think other than the fact that he has smooth breeze.
Cool breeze.
Cool breeze. He does. I think he knows how to adjust. And I think after a full game with them, I'm going to put Sean Payton against the 32-year-old coach.
Right.
Every day of the week.
Right. I think the key in this situation is going to be Sean Payton against Wade Phillips.
Well, and I might be getting a little ahead of myself here.
Right.
We're going to get to that part
right.
here in segment 3. Back on, hey, dare I say, I'm proud of you guys. I don't want to sound like the father figure, even though I know I'm getting that old at this point. I'm proud of the Eagles.
Yeah.
I'm going to wear my hat high. I'm going to wear my green proud.
You're supposed to always do that.
I always do it just to be fucking obnoxious. But I'm a little proud, and I think they let the world know, hey, guess what? You can't count us out. We were 26 yards away from winning that game after they beat us by 41 points a month and a half ago.
Yep. We were 41 points and a couple of pressures and getting Drew Brees off the field on a, 19? How many play drive?
I don't know, 11 minutes and 35 seconds.
On 117 yards. It's only 100
penalties. Yeah,
it was for the penalties.
I think all of us were watching that game going, what the fuck happened to the third quarter? Where did it go?
Not only that, you don't fault Swarsky for the first few third downs that they get, but at some point, you have to see that he's leaving 6 and 7 man protection in there, and 6 and 7 against 4. I don't give a damn where you at in the bar fight. That's an ass whooping. That's an ass whooping. It's like you expect these guys to pass rush each and every down, and then you get to third down, and you think by some magical way, off of 6 or 7 man protection that they're going to make it there. They're not. It's like it's almost 2-on-1 each down the line.
I get you on that. Number one, before we go into this, Alshon
never drops anything.
Best hands in the league. Love
that was the
guy.
third pass he dropped all season.
He's awesome. Last night was awesome when he went to the Sixers game. Standing ovation. I love how Philly's responding to him. I love how they're getting behind him.
Well, what was his statement?
This game is on me.
No. Besides that,
He
Philadelphia is
hit.
my home. I don't just work here.
Right.
because that was a nice shot to Chicago.
Well, yeah, because it was.
Sorry, Jay, please.
And then the deal with Schwartz. I mean, look, guys. After the first quarter, Foles did nothing. The offense did nothing.
No,
I understand your blitzing scheme. You got to put pressure at some point. But I mean, if you look at the first game where we lost 48-7, every time there were like 11 blitzes, 8 of them ended up in bad spots. You could see that Schwartz was going to go into the game and not really want to blitz a lot. And I understand in certain spots.
He never wants to blitz.
Well, you have to learn how. And the one of the main reason why is because when you come up against coaches like Sean Payton, he's going to run those 6 and 7 man protections versus your 4, and it's going to win pretty much most of the time. So you have to force him. You have to force him out of those situations. Not only that, you have to force a player like Drew Brees off that damn spot.
I understand
and the only way you can do that is when you blitz. You might not get there all the time, but you're going to create some one-on-ones for some of your key guys that can get up the field. Your key guys are getting double teamed and smashed to the chin, play after play after play after play, which is creating that long ass drive. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you don't have to be Jim Johnson, but you need to create some mismatches along that line, and he just hasn't done that in the past 2 seasons for me.
Go ahead.
No, it's like I totally understand. I get what you're saying, but with a player like Drew Brees, hold on, tell me, what do you have to lose at this point? It's the last game of the season. What do you have to lose?
I get what you're saying, and I wanted to see him bring heat. I think Schwartz went into the film room and he looked at the last game and he saw, look what happens when we blitz. This doesn't end well.
But when you think about that, do you think the 11th DB has a better chance of Drew Brees surveying the land and letting his receiver run around for 4 or 5 seconds than having to make a quick fucking decision and get the ball out of his hand? Not only making the quick decision and getting the ball out of his hand, but getting off of his spot.
I agree with
pressure,
you. There were times when I was like, I want pressure.
Pressure, bust pipes.
But I think he's getting too much heat.
It's like he should be getting that heat because you're supposed to be a coach. You're supposed to put your players in position to win. We were not in the position to win. The game was close, yes, but if you look at that game, we got totally fucking dominated. And that third quarter alone, it exacted dominance.
That's where I'm going to disagree with you. You're going into New Orleans. You're going into the Dome.
Right.
You're giving up 20 points.
Right.
If we could have given up, if you went into that game saying we're going to give up 20 points at New Orleans, we would have all walked away saying we're going to win this game. What was the total? 29.5 points for the Saints?
Yeah, but if you say we're going to be up 14-0, but we're going to let them meticulously come back.
All we needed was a drive under that. We just needed one more touchdown.
You know what? All we needed was a fucking stop. That's all. Really all we needed was this is what you failed to realize. And I hate this as a defender, where you say that he's going to get his plays, but you're supposed to bust his motherfucking head and make sure that he realizes you're there. You're supposed to put a time clock in his head to when you're going to hit him. If you don't do that, it's pretty much like you know what 7-on-7 is?
Yeah.
That's what Drew Brees was out there fucking playing, and it's the fact that they guess how long the drive was. It was about 13 minutes, but guess how many yards they had? 117.
Yeah.
How many yards is it in the field? How many yards is the field?
I got you. With the penalties they got in there. How many points would you have been happy with the Eagles giving up? Like, what was it? Did they need to hold them to 14, 17?
It wasn't. See, this is the thing everybody's missing.
FYI on Facebook Live, this is much better than listening to Diaz talk about Foles.
It's all Foles.
He's going to be good.
Yeah, the jacked up part about that is it's not about the points. It's about getting off the field in that third quarter and giving your offense an opportunity to get something going. It's like I've been sitting on the sidelines since the beginning of the third quarter. You're not. I don't have any rhythm. I'm not warm. It's kind of like this. It's kind of like what I had to learn how to do this as a player. It's like when they call my name, you had to be ready. It's point blank.
I understand.
It's like,
defense is control.
But it's like, but if you're a starter or something, you start the game out stuff, and it's like and you get a lull. It's like you get ready to go back out there. Some shit ain't gonna really work right. It's like this is the nature of the beast. And I try to explain this to people. It's like it's different. It's like yes, we did a quality job by holding them to that many points. It was like, but had we got off the field at any point of that third quarter drive, then we did a lot better. It's like we got the ball one time in the third quarter.
We started with the ball.
We started with the ball, but we got a couple of first downs
at the end.
Yeah. It's like as a defensive player and as a teammate of those guys, I can't expect them to go out and produce nothing if I don't give them ample opportunity with the ball to get something churning. It's easy to play defense than it is offense. That's what I did learn that.
What is a DC? Jim
DC.
Schwartz is a DC.
Yeah, Jim Schwartz, defense coordinator.
Oh,
yeah. So it's like
he's a DC.
Yeah.
He's a Antonio, I don't know what you're talking about.
And it also doesn't help when you go 3 and out and give
It
your defense
does
a little bit of a breather.
It does not help. No, but it's like that doesn't help. But it's like when you it's like this is what I equate that to. If we come out and we get you a turnover and we get you the ball like 2 or 3 times and you keep going 3 and out, that's when I'm pissed. You want to know why? Because I know guaranteed that next time that we go out there, we giving up some fucking points because we tired. That's just the nature of the beast. If you don't get a fucking first down or something, then we giving up some points, and that's how a team rolls. You don't point the finger. That's up to us to point the finger. And I'm pointing the finger right now because he didn't put out. Because I don't feel like the Jim Schwartz given our secondary was decimated, but you think our secondary fares better whether they cover somebody for 4 or 5 seconds, a Pro Bowl receiver for 4 or 5 seconds, or if we give him 1 or 2 seconds and him running around trying to get the ball out of his hand. What do you think?
I think Jay's getting calls from all his friends.
He's getting calls from all his friends.
I can't put that game on Schwartz.
I'm not putting it totally on Schwartz. I'm just saying. I'm saying that one of the main cogs, one of the main reasons I, as a defender, not being able to get off the field and give my team the ball back, it hurts my fucking heart. As a defender, you need to give you like a quarterback like Foles, and I'm blaming the game mostly on Doug Peterson's play calling. You can't expect Foles with the play calling before that. We were getting 4 or 5 yards a whop. Why we stay throwing passes?
All right, so I heard Schwartz, I heard Foles. Mm-hmm. I mean, I heard Peterson. I haven't heard Foles.
Oh, Foles is a backup quarterback. He did what he's supposed to do.
He is a backup quarterback.
Exactly. Until people realize that, it's like, put it this way: he's a backup quarterback, but he's one of the best backups you ever seen. You can only name a few backup quarterbacks that have a Super Bowl MVP and went on the run. Name me a backup quarterback that has the highest quarterback rating in the playoffs of any other quarterback. Period. Point blank.
Are we to the controversy yet?
It's close to it.
Flacco count?
Flacco? No, his quarterback rating is not higher than Flacco's. Flacco's not higher than his.
Garcia?
Jeff Garcia is not high. Jeff Garcia hasn't won a Super Bowl either.
Yeah, but Jeff Garcia has a hot fucking wife.
Yeah, she is hot. I've seen her in person too.
I thought that was the question.
I think that I'm not going to say anything about that.
All right, so I haven't been listening. I've been playing on social media. This is where we normally need Diaz. What are we arguing about? Fultz versus Wentz already?
We're arguing about basically the game, the way the game.
Fultz versus Wentz.
We get to the Foles versus Wentz.
I wanted to see if you guys caught that one.
The Carson versus Foles is like this is my thing with that is if I was a GM, I would not get rid of Foles until I saw Carson.
Okay, well, in that
you said
particular
he's a backup quarterback.
Excuse me,
but I wouldn't get rid of him yet.
Brett Favre. Mm-hmm. No disrespect at all to Carson Wentz. I think he's already proven that he's a great quarterback. Totally different than Nick Foles. Nick Foles, to me, is more of a Tom Brady-esque type quarterback. Very limited in what he can do, but very, very good in what he does. He's a pure pocket passer, and he's great at dishing it out, and he's proven that he's clutch. He did it this past week. He did it last year. He's done it time and time again, and he's proven that he can win in big games. That, I think, is what we have to look at, or the Eagles, or anyone in a similar situation. It's about winning. It's about being clutch, doing really what you expect your players to do, and he does it as well as anyone.
Yep, that's what it is. And it's when you say that, I love Carson. I was like, but I'm not getting rid of Nick Slick Nick just for his fucking ego. I'm not getting rid of Nick because Carson has the propensity to get hurt. He's been hurt the last 6 or 7 seasons.
What are you going to do?
Wentz injury history. Hold on a second. Mm-hmm. Wentz injury history. 2015 broken wrist. 2016 fractured rib. 2017 LCL tear grade 3. 2018 back. Now we can. I think we could chalk off 2018 because the back is a result of the injury.
Yeah, trying to come back early.
Come back early. I don't want to use that as a
you don't want to use
as a statistical degradation. But we're gonna get into this some more, and I want to. Our good friend Colleen Kudrick is listening, and I'll be honest with you, this girl knows more about football than all of us, including you.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Well,
bring her on. Bring it on.
Well, hold on a second. She's a big fan too.
Oh, thanks.
So don't be a dick.
I'm not a total one, but mostly.
And this is what she posted when I started talking about a little bit of the controversy, and I want to read it. The Eagles seem like they are 100% committed to Wentz, so I think Foles is gone.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not so sure I like it. Wentz has the potential to be better than Foles, but potential has to be realized, and sometimes it never is. The durability concern with Wentz is very real, and he shows no signs of being willing to change his style of play, which will continue to expose him to injury. Back injuries can be recurring. He also has no postseason experience going into year 4, while guys like Mahomes, Trubisky, Goff, etc. are gaining it. Foles has proven that he has ice water in his veins when the pressure gets dialed up, but Wentz is still an unknown there. I like Wentz. I'm pulling for him. But the assumption that he's automatically better than the guy who brought us our only Super Bowl and resurrected a dead season doesn't make a whole lot of sense. He gets a pass for a lot of things that past quarterbacks here have been crucified for.
Boom! Now, what to add on to what she said?
Does anybody anybody disagree with anything?
I don't disagree with nothing she said.
The last statement is just wrong.
No, they crucified Donovan. They crucified Donovan for 13 and 3 seasons.
If Carson Wentz came back to host that playoff game and put up 14 points and didn't score another point the rest of the game,
y'all would have said that it was a defense fault. Y'all would have said it was a defense fault. Y'all been doing. Hold on, point blank. Y'all been doing that. They've been doing that shit all year. It's like he been stinking up the joint. He was thinking, y'all brought him back, and it's like, oh, he has this, and this. But are we winning the game?
We never had leads.
Yeah, we did.
We
led by
never
17.
had good first quarters.
Yeah, 17-point lead at the versus Tennessee.
Carolina
had
they
14
came back.
points.
Yeah, but I mean, first quarter.
What
did the
offense do? What the offense do? Grab that. What did the offense do? What did it do? Come give it. What the offense do? It did that proverbial what you said. The offense can't keep running up and going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. And guess who was in charge of that? RPO.
If you got a problem with the RPO,
no.
It sounds like you hate Schwartz. It sounds like you don't like Peterson. You got issues with them.
See, no, that's not.
I have a question. I have one question
RPO
for you.
means run pass option.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Would the Eagles have won the Super Bowl last year without Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
Interesting. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I think that's an excellent question, an excellent point, because I might say no.
Well, and I was only fucking with you. They probably wouldn't have, because that was my thing. Is I know that Carson is. It's like, put it this way: Carson is a great fucking regular season quarterback. You know who else was a great regular season quarterback? Who else?
Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb. You know who else was a great regular season quarterback?
Randall Cunningham.
No, it's not a knock on him. He's a young quarterback.
Rodney
I want
Peete.
him to do great. I want him to do great. But to get rid of the guy who had ice in his fucking veins and brought a city that's never been to that's never had a fucking title.
Here's the thing that you got to look at right now, and let's be honest with you. The fortitude and a testimonial to a man is not met until he's under the most pressure he's ever been in his life. All right, and depending on how they react in that situation, can only do one of two things: set him back or propel him forward. What the fuck does Foles have to be nervous about the rest of his career? Where, in fact, Wentz and Hollis, quit hitting the table or I'm going to knock you out.
Sorry about that.
He's covered his fridge for us.
Where Carson Wentz is going to have to continue. Here you go. Mm-hmm. Here's the problem now that has developed, and it is undeniable. Fact of the matter is, if Carson Wentz doesn't win a Super Bowl for this team over the next 3 years, every single person will question him and whether or not we let Foles go.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you think that kid has the intestinal fortitude?
The testicle fortitude.
What is it?
Testicle fortitude.
The statutory.
Basically, you think his nuts going to drop low enough for him to be able to come through.
Do you think that after everything that's taken place, Carson Wentz is and can shine, or do you think, A, he tries so hard with his athletic ability to make plays that he puts himself in a position to get injured again
Yep.
just because he has to live up to a billing now? There are so many more elements going into this that are mental as opposed to physical talent, and that is where most people are not looking at this.
Or like not even get hurt. Just how about how many times he's going to try to stay up instead of going down when he's getting gang tackled? He's going to give up a fumble or something like that because he's trying to live up to that. Whereas Nick Foles is playing with house money. No matter what he does.
That's it.
He's not doing anything
Foles
wrong.
is playing. Oh my God, that's the best expression.
Exactly.
Foles, for the rest of his career with the Philadelphia Eagles, is playing with house money.
This is the best way. It was an older guy when I first started playing. He told me, he's like, shit, I ain't got nothing to lose. He's like, I'm on a 1-year contract. He's like, I got shit to lose. I'm gonna go out here and start playing like my hair's on fire. And he gets signed year after year.
But seriously,
yeah.
I mean.
Last year,
let's
man,
talk about all the other
13 games, best quarterback in football, best player in
it was
football.
13 games.
He led us to the opportunity to have home field advantage and a bye to get through to win a Super Bowl.
I love
the stats are almost identical if you look through.
No, you don't have to
Wentz
look
in
at the
past.
stats. What did I tell you though? There's been a bunch of great regular season quarterbacks. I still want to know if my boy Wentz could do it. It's like I love Wentz. It's like, but I don't want him pressing to actually try to do this. I don't want him pressing to come back and he's not healthy.
Look, my take's real simple. Carson Wentz is a quarterback of the generation. He's the best guy you're getting out. Andrew Luck was back last decade. He's starting to shine. Wentz is the guy of the future. 10 times out of 10, I'd rather have Carson Wentz.
All right.
In this situation, Foles was a great fit for the Eagles, and something crazy was going on. But, I mean, 10 out of 10 times you want Wentz.
Football.
Make no mistake. No one's talking bad about Carson Wentz here.
Right.
We're just comparing him to a Super Bowl winning quarterback that happens to be on the same team, that happens to be like Mr. Clutch.
That happens to A.
You know what I mean?
That happens to A, hold the record for most touchdowns in a single game. Schuster at Canton. B, holds the record for most receptions in a row, 25. C, Super Bowl MVP. 4, or D, won you a playoff game against New Orleans in 2013. If Riley Cooper catches that fucking screen pass that's in his breadbasket right before the 2-minute warning, hits a first down, they run out the clock, there's no way the Saints can win. Instead, you got ass raped by Sproles after that. Yeah. E got you to the playoffs again this year after a dead season. F, just an all-around nice guy. And G, most importantly, happily married, so he's not trying to bang out every good-looking broad in Philly, Pat Burrell.
What would you guys do?
I'd bang out every broad.
No.
No. This is
who would you do with Foles and Wentz?
Honestly, what would I do?
I would try to keep both.
I'd be on the fucking phone with John Gruden right now, finding out how many first-round picks I can get with a quarterbacks class coming out of college in the next year or so. That is remarkable. In so many ways.
Just start fresh.
Because this is one thing.
I take 3 more years. Right now, I will take 3 more years of Foles.
Yeah.
And knowing full well that we have a squad that can win a Super Bowl because the foundation is in place. Fletcher Cox, Jernigan, the entire offensive line except for Peters, who is going to get cut after the season. All right. Defense. Jordan Hicks, you might have to.
You might have to go get rid of him
because he is injury prone. You might get him at a pretty good price. Darby and McLeod back in a backfield that has 3 Pro Bowl players.
Yes,
100%, 100%. And this is ready for this. Here you go. You're talking about a team that played without a running back. The 3 running backs we won a Super Bowl with, we didn't have. Garrett Blunt, Jay Ajayi, and 30.
Josh Adams.
No.
Oh, you talking about Corey Clement?
Corey Clement.
Now,
the 3 guys that were the biggest studs on the field for the running game in Super Bowl 52, and we did this without any of them. You get in a blue chip, anything. You trade for somebody. Ajayi, I don't know. What do you have for him?
Yeah.
He's got 1 more year. He's coming off a bad injury. He's already injury prone. We all know this.
Yeah. But so the only reason I would consider what he's saying is because of the way this year panned out. I would like if Foles came in and we didn't make it to the playoffs, I would be cool. I would be cool with just like letting Foles go his way. But the fact that he came in and did what Carson couldn't, it showed me that Carson was trying to press, and I don't know if he's going to be able to recover from that. And that's just talking from a convenience standpoint, not trying to be on anybody's team. If you look at it, one was winning. And one was doing okay. It was like, but it seemed like he was trying to press because he saw the other guy doing good at his job. And it's human nature. It's like I've been in that position where I was hurt and somebody else was doing good at my job. I'm trying to rush back. I put some bullshit on film and I sat my ass down because I knew that I should have waited until I was fully healthy.
I completely get that. So that's one of my major points of why you can't keep both of them together.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The only reason I was thinking about what he said is because we have Wentz, and it might be, even though it's fairly young, it might be time for him to find greener pastures.
Foles is only 30.
Yeah, because Foles is only 32. So it's like with Wentz, it's like even if he stays here and they get rid of Foles, what you think is going to be hanging over his head? Number 9 is still going to be hanging over his head. Because this is where he did it at, and if he can't, and put it this way, the first thing that all of us are going to say is when we get ousted in the first round of the playoff, it's like damn I miss Nick.
People are just waiting to say that. Waiting to say that.
We're not getting ousted.
Okay, whatever. I hope not. It's like, but as I met a bunch of QBs that are great during the regular season. They're fucking juggernauts.
They're not as good as Carson.
But Carson, we yet to see Carson in the playoffs.
We love you, Carson.
But Hollis, you did say
I'm glad you're
when it comes
back.
to work ethic and stuff, you said Carson. I remember you saying it to me. Carson is a machine.
He is a machine, but to his fault though. At sometimes, you know one of the key qualities is when you rehab him, it's fucking rest and recovery. You can't rest and recover if you continually working.
He doesn't care about working. Foles works.
Yeah, folks sucks ass though. How many? You count on one hand how many points folks has got in all his games.